one's going to judge you. We're just going to know. In your memory, and I'm going to remember it, you have some feelings that have caused you to feel that you're easily threatened, and so you have to protect yourself. And I know what that's going to cost you. It's going to cost you one thing. You're going to lose interest and love and trust in people that you judge. That means the people that you think that way about, you're not going to be able to love them or be interested in them or ever trust them. Did you know that?
Probably yes.
Okay, let's try it again. Close your eyes. Think of someone that you personally, everyone do this please, that you knew a long time ago that you liked. Think of 5 or 6 people that you used to like. Can you tell me now what it is that happened over time that you don't like them today? Anyone? Yes?
They broke trust.
They broke your trust. Anyone else? We've all had friends. We've all loved some people. We've had to leave people behind. We've given up on some friendships. We're all like this. And I've done it too because A, they broke my trust. They either betrayed, or they exposed, or they humiliated, or they did something terrible to other people. Yes?
Because the distance and time that we didn't keep in touch with them for a long period of time, we lose interest in them.
Yeah, that's another way. And that's not critical. That's just what happens. Sometimes we run out of, we lose touch. But I'm looking more for the people that we used to like that we don't like anymore. And why have we chosen not to like them? And it comes down to this, and I would like you to write this down. The people that we have judged earlier in life, we actually knew there was something wrong with them. And in some way you found out that they lacked principle, ethics, morals, or conscience. Somewhere along the line, they broke your trust, and you lost interest, trust, and love for them. You yourself have discovered the truth, that they lacked one of these 4 things: ethics, principle. Now, let me hear some definitions of this. A person who lacks ethics, in your memory, someone that you are no longer friends with that was unethical, what was it that you judged? Their facial behavior, their countenance, the way their abrasiveness, their tone of voice, their roughness, their gruffness. What was it that you judged? Appearances?
Integrity, their behavior.
Integrity? I like that.
Behavior.
Their behavior along with their view. What was the view they had that you couldn't agree with or disagreed with? That it was okay to hurt people. That it didn't matter if you took advantage of someone.
They didn't play fair.
Morals?
That's right. And that's exactly what we're saying, yes. If they lack morals, what evidence did you have of that in your experience with them in your life? What did they do? They exposed you, humiliated you, did something to you that was abusive. Okay? Could have been a variety of different abuses, verbal, sexual, violent, all kinds. But anytime you have ever felt, and this is the word, and write down the magic word, threat. Anytime you feel threatened, it's because you have felt threatened before. Now give me words that rhyme or are synonymous with threat. Not rhyme, but are synonymous. Vulnerability is one. When you feel threatened, you also feel nervous.
Attacked.
Pardon?
Scared.
Scared, frightened.
Fearful. Intimidated.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable, perfect. Intimidated.
Attacked.
Attacked.
Angry too.
Angry. So just feeling threatened
Stressed.
can cause you to feel like defending your life, protecting yourself, getting rid of them, and getting back to your peace. Like, if you walk into a town full of bikers, I know you'd be in your car right away, gone, right? Or on your horse and galloping. Right, well, I would too, but not as quick and not because they're bikers. I might check it out and realize I can't enjoy myself here tonight.
I got the connection though.
Yeah, got it.
My dad, when he would drink, would be my mom.
See?
So I still love him, but I'm
Right.
very affected by that.
Now, as we go along over these 12 weeks, we're going to go into deeper self-analysis. And we're just looking at the icing on the cake right now, and I want you to get used to certain key words. Threat is the big word. This word causes you to lose some basic virtue yourself. It causes you to become dissociated to some basic principle that you were born with. How many of you trusted the world when you were born? When did you lose it? Right away.
Very early in life, yeah. Very early in life.
Very early.
Yeah. There's a feeling of betrayal.
Yes, Robert?
Yeah, I remember first in kindergarten when some kid I trusted, pushed me down and beat me up.
Exactly. I have a lot of school memories. Same thing, yes. How about yourself? What's your name?
Ed.
Ed? How about yourself?
I think you lose it all throughout your life, all the time.
How about in the home? How many of you lost trust in the home because of your siblings? Brothers and sisters that picked on you, poked at you, set your clothes on fire, attacked you in the middle of the night. I grew up with 5 wildcats, so I know all about that. And it was self-defense all the time. And I was defending my sister who was blind, and she was in her own room, but we used to still go in and scare her. It was fun. We didn't know that we weren't trying to be harmful. But of course, it was about us learning to deal with the threat that we were really faced with in our life, because we used to get beat every night. Well, every time you got beaten, and we would get beaten, I would stand in front of the family, and my brother and sister would go ahead by age. My older brother first, boom, 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 and he'd go off and cry, and he'd sit and wait for me. My sister would go next, and she'd get a couple of smacks with a stick. She'd have to sit down, and she'd be bawling her eyes out. And then it was my turn. There were 2 behind me that were watching to see what I did. So I'd walk up and I'd laugh. And every time she'd hit me, I'd laugh. I'd tell her she's crazy. She'd Bob, you're crazy. She'd hit me again. And as long as I turned around and smiled and made a face like, they thought it was funny. Well, the interesting part is that over the years, they developed a method of dealing and helping my mother learn to put down her guard. They actually, by laughing at her, she eventually stopped. It took a few years. But at the same time, we also developed a mechanism that we felt was a safe mechanism. It causes some conditioning down the road. But I know what you mean when you say you suffered when you were younger, you were vulnerable, you felt threatened at home, your siblings or your parents called you names. Name calling is one of the worst, right? How many of you like being called a dummy? Anybody call you a dummy when you were younger? Moron, idiot, jerk, goof. What other names? Come on. You gotta have some fun with this. Give me the names you were called when you were younger.
Bum.
Dumko. I heard that.
Bum.
Bum, yeah.
Skinny.
What else? Skinny.
Skinny fat.
Wow. Skinny meaning? Just skinny.
So skinny, like
Oh, okay.
littlest.
But it was insulting when they said it, right?
Yeah.
Other names?
Mental.
Mental? Yeah. That was a big one. I used to think when someone called you a dummy, it meant it was kind of a measurement of your intelligence. So I used to do my best to avoid looking like a dummy. In fact, I think that's how I got to be a guy. When I was younger, I also heard that as long as you don't act like a girl, you won't get tagged as being a sissy. So I acted unlike women. I didn't know how to act like a guy, but I did know how to act unlike a woman. You don't cry, you don't do this, you don't do that, and what's left is called a guy. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the women are going to have some fun here, Rob. They're going to learn all about us. They've never heard this before. They've had no idea what men have gone through in their youth versus women at the same time, under the same duress. How many years did you think about having to defend and protect yourself and others? In youth?
You want to say that again, please?
In your youth, how many years did you spend imagining, dreaming, premeditating, saving the family, protecting your friends, protecting yourself, defending yourself in situations that never occurred but might have?
Constant.
Constant. Every guy? Yes? You too? No? Well, we're going to have to get back to you and find out.